for this initial stop, or why this person fled. We've got a bunch of LAPD units started in the Van Nuys area. You can see we've got 6 units behind this silver vehicle that's been fleeing from the police for, we've been on this for about 10 minutes now. The vehicle's been not driving super quickly, but they have been driving erratically, going from one side of the freeway to the other, sudden kind of movements on the freeway. Definitely some strange driving. It looks like it's some kind of compact SUV. There you can see we're going about 60 miles an hour, so not super fast. Luckily right now we're on the 5 southbound. There's not a lot of traffic. We're coming into LA here as we come down the 5 southbound through Burbank right now. Again, we don't know what the want is for this vehicle, but you can see that night sun from the LAPD airship overhead. As I zoom out, we'll try and find that airship. You can see those 6 units behind, and somewhere overhead is that airship with that night sun lighting up that suspect, letting them know that they are not going to get away tonight. We don't know if there's more than one person in this vehicle. It's pretty dark in there, and the windows are rolled up, so it's hard to see. So there you go. See, here's what I was talking about a little bit ago. He's kind of driving erratically, going across different lanes, not getting off the freeway. He was on the streets initially when this pursuit began, and then he hopped onto the 5, and he's been staying here on the 5 freeway since then. Right now we're going southbound on the 5, headed through Glendale. And right now LAPD is content to kind of stay back a little bit and just pursue that suspect as they continue down the 5 freeway. And right now, we are headed southbound on the 5, which is going to put us near Dodger Stadium. Dodger Stadium, if we continue here on the 5, that'll put us near Dodger Stadium, which might impact our ability to follow this chase, as that Dodger game is still going on deep into extra innings. Copy that. Looks like we are committed to 5 South, so we'll see what happens. He had the opportunity there to get off, but has not. Again, we don't know. We don't have a confirmed want on this individual, on this suspect. Oh, it looks like the window's down now. Let's see if we can see what's going on in there. All right. Looks like the window's down. This looks like some kind of small SUV, a Kia or a Scion or something like that. Looks like they've got the light on inside the vehicle. Looks like one person. Hard to tell if there's anyone else in that vehicle. Looks like they have either their turn signal or possibly their hazards on. LAPD staying nice and close. Oh, we're running into our own lights there. There we go. Thank you, Jim. So you've seen some haze and smoke. That's not from the vehicle. That's from this Halloween setup that's going on next to the freeway. That's not anything to worry about. That looks like that could have been engine smoke or something, but that's just from that Halloween setup going there next to the freeway. Yeah, so, all right, right now we are getting closer to Dodger Stadium, staying on the 5 South, so we're going to have to fly around. During large sporting events, they have what's called a TFR, or a temporary flight restriction, which means that flights like ours may not fly through those areas for the safety of the people attending those events. So we're going to have to go out and around this TFR, around Dodger Stadium. So we're going to stick with this as best we can. But we do have to maintain a minimum distance away from Dodger Stadium currently as we go past here on the 5. do our best to maintain a visual on this suspect. I can tell you that the Dodgers have it tied up still, top of the 13th inning, and it's still tied 5-5. All right, I am lensed all the way in here. We are just a long ways away right now, but we're getting past that TFR. We're going to end up coming closer here in just a moment. You can see those LAPD units are still right behind the suspect. That air unit, the air unit, LAPD air unit is exempt to those TFRs. They're allowed to fly through those. Life-saving and law enforcement are exempt from TFRs like that. So he was able to stay right on top of that suspect and keep him lit up with a night sun, let him know that helicopter is not going to go away and he's not going to get away that easily. But as you can see, ground units also easily tailing the suspect. He's not really going that fast. We'll take another look. 128 miles an hour, that's not correct. We're a long ways away, so it's tough for that to read right now. If you're just joining us, this is Brian Andrews in News Chopper 4. We're above a pursuit on the 5 South coming out of the Van Nuys area. We've come down the 5 southbound. We're kind of getting past Glendale, coming past Dodger Stadium now on the 5 southbound in this LAPD pursuit of this suspect. Not sure what the want officially is. No word on the official reason for the stop. This pursuit started a little while ago in Van Nuys PD. Initiating this pursuit and sticking with it all the way down here onto the 5. In situations like this, when they've been on the freeway for a long time, we might get LAPD asking for CHP to take over this pursuit, or they might stick with it. You really don't know. One thing that you have to take into account is these LAPD officers, they started in Van Nuys. They normally work in Van Nuys. So if this suspect gets off the freeway down here, they're not going to have that intimate knowledge of the area like local units or CHP units might have. So sometimes in pursuits like this, the different jurisdictions will hand off to CHP when they end up coming down this far out of their jurisdiction. There's a great shot. You can kind of see all those LAPD units behind our suspect right there. We're in the Elysian Park area of Los Angeles right now. That driver continues on and is not slowing down so far. Hey, watch the left side. There's a laser out on our left down low, green laser. So just watch your eyes. Oh, okay. Well, either way, it's definitely hitting us. Okay. All right, so we're sitting at the edge of that TFR waiting for that pursuit to come out of the temporary flight restriction around Dodger Stadium, and sure enough, that suspect is continuing south on the 5. There's some more of that erratic driving. You can see, I was talking about that a little while ago. They're not driving erratically all the time, but they are making some sudden left to right movements occasionally going from one lane to the other across multiple lanes relatively quickly. So we're not exactly sure what's going on in that vehicle. No, I can't. I'd have to point the camera over there, and we're streaming live right now. That's, I think, the 60. All right, and finally they're kind of coming out of that TFR area, and we're going to be able to get back right on top of this here in a moment. If you're just joining us, this is an LAPD pursuit coming out of the valley out of Van Nuys. Van Nuys LAPD initiated pursuit a little while ago, about 30 minutes ago, and the suspect was initially on the streets, ended up getting on the 5 South, and has been continuing along the 5 South through the valley, Burbank, Glendale, and Elysian Park, and now we're just kind of into the getting into East LA now. There's about 6 LAPD units behind this person, and we do have an air unit overhead. You can see that night sun dancing around in front of this person. It looks like they're transitioning. And it looks, let's see, where is that? Looks like they're transitioning onto the 60 freeway. There's the LAPD ship low on our screen. Yeah, that's the 60 freeway. So he's transitioned off of the 5 South onto, I believe we're going to be getting onto the 60 here. You can see those other drivers seeing all those lights, probably hearing the sirens pulling over, giving everyone a nice large berth. There we go. Okay, 60 freeway north, passing Euclid now, and this pursuit seems to be slowing down a little bit. This driver not racing around the freeways. There you can see we're going, in the 50 mile an hour range. So we're actually not even at freeway speeds. Luckily, there's very little traffic here. We've seen them pass very little traffic, and what traffic there is generally pulling over as they see those red and blue lights coming up behind them. Yeah, so right now we're on the 60 in the East LA kind of area. Whatever works for you. Either him ahead of us or us ahead of him. Either one. Whatever's safer. All right, he had the option to get off. Looks like he might be. Oh, I think he hit the curb right there. I think that was a curb. You saw that dust coming up from driving in the shoulder. I don't think any of his tires are flat. We haven't seen sparks or smoke really. I think that what you just saw was dust coming up from driving in the shoulder there. But he might have hit a curb there that was on that gore point, as he was kind of looked like he was. I don't know if he was trying to get off there and didn't see that curb or what. There you can see he's got the light on inside the vehicle again. Don't know how many suspects are in there. All we can see is the driver. Not sure if that's a man or a woman. So we're kind of in the Monterey Park area of Los Angeles now, 60 eastbound. Those LAPD units are staying pretty on top of this pursuit. They're not really breaking off. I'm gonna zoom out here, and we've still got about 6 units behind him, not giving up. And that LAPD airship overhead. We've got a little bit of traffic coming up here that they're all gonna get past. Looks like that's a CHP unit ahead of the suspect. That may indicate CHP is going to be taking over this pursuit, or he may just have been in the area. Yeah, so it looks like he may have just been in the area and happened to see this coming. Doesn't look like CHP is taking this pursuit over. If you're just joining us, this is Brian Andrews in News Chopper 4. We're over the kind of the Monterey Park area of Los Angeles on a pursuit on the 60 eastbound. LAPD initiated this pursuit in Van Nuys, and not too long after the start of that pursuit, they hopped on the 5 South, came down through the valley, went through East LA by Dodger Stadium, hopped on the 60, and we're now on the 60 eastbound, the Pomona Freeway, kind of headed through the Monterey Park area, kind of Montebello right now. Got about 6 units behind, 6 LAPD units behind this subject, who's been fleeing at pretty steady speeds on this freeway. We've been seeing about 50, 60 miles an hour. Not a high-speed pursuit, but always a dangerous pursuit, right? Because the danger comes from the unexpected, the unpredictability of this whole situation. We saw this person, looked like they might have gone to get off the freeway, but kind of clipped the curb and ended up staying back on the freeway a little bit. And we've seen some erratic movements across lanes from this vehicle as well. Looks like we're slowing down now. I don't know if we have a flat tire perhaps, or the vehicle is giving up. Not sure, or maybe the suspect is just slowing down a little bit. I don't see any smoke coming from any tires. We've seen the suspect turn on and turn off the light inside that vehicle. Sometimes we can see them better. Looks like right now they've got the light inside that vehicle turned off. Earlier we could see just one suspect, it looks like, in that vehicle. There you go now. It looks like they've turned that light back on. Doesn't look like there's anybody in the passenger seat. Looks like it's just one person in this compact SUV. Looks like possibly a Kia. Luckily, looking out the window, not a lot of traffic on the freeway ahead of this pursuit. which is good, keeps the public safe. But again, we're kind of in San Gabriel Valley, Monterey Park kind of area on the 60 eastbound right now. We've been 60 eastbound for a little while. LAPD still staying behind this pursuit. Waiting for this person to hopefully just give up, to pull over and stop. We don't want anyone to get hurt. All right, now they've turned their headlights off. All right, they've decided to black out the vehicle. Not sure why now they are deciding to black out when they've had the headlights on for the majority of this pursuit. They had the turn signal on for a majority of the pursuit now, but they've turned their headlights off, and looks like they turned their windshield wipers on. Yep, they have their windshield wipers on. So they've blacked out. A lot of suspects do that when they are, you know, obviously trying to get away from the police, but I don't think that's going to help this person. We've got an air unit ahead. They're only traveling about 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour maybe right now, and I don't think that blacking out that vehicle is going to help them get away from the police at this point. They've got a pretty good idea what the car looks like. Yeah, this is a little bit bizarre with the lights turning off and the windshield wipers turning on and the light inside the vehicle going on and off. You can see now we can't see in quite as well. Looks like they've turned off the interior light there. Again, not sure what the official want is. We haven't heard word on what the official want that initiated this pursuit was. But we know it started in Van Nuys about 30 minutes ago. And LAPD is the pursuing jurisdiction right now. We know sometimes on these pursuits that end up on the freeway for a long time, they will hand over these pursuits to the CHP. We did see a CHP unit on the freeway earlier. Looks like they just happened to be there. They weren't involved. They let everyone go by them. Oh, they just hit the center divider. They just hit the center divider. They just kind of drifted right into the center divider. And you saw the smoke come off from hitting that cement. That may have damaged this vehicle. Perhaps they weren't, they turned their headlights off, and it's dark, so they can't see very well. They've also, it looks like that person has been moving around a lot in there, so they may not be, I don't know, they could be, suffering a medical emergency. They could be suffering a mental emergency. They may not be, I don't think they're concentrating very much on their driving. As you can see, they just tapped that center divider wall. You can see he just turned the light off again. Yeah, this is a bit of a bizarre pursuit with this erratic actions of this vehicle. Not super high speeds, but just very unpredictable. So we're still 60 eastbound, coming through El Monte. So if you're in this area, if you need to get on the 60 to come home, I would definitely avoid the 60 right now. If you're in the El Monte area, looks like, so he's going to have an option to change freeways here. Let's see what he does and where he goes. So he could, I believe the 605 is what he could jump onto here in a moment. If he stays to the right, he's going to, oh, headlights back on. Okay, interesting. Looks like he's going to be staying on the 60. Unless he makes a quick jump. So there's the gore point. He's past it. We are now still on the 60 freeway. And he's turned his headlights back on. Apparently he decided that turning them off wasn't doing what he wanted. And we continue on the 60, kind of through Avocado Heights area. LAPD still pursuing. LAPD air unit still overhead. Looks like they've turned off the lights inside the vehicle again and turned the lights on the outside of the vehicle on. And they have once again turned their lights off. All right, we are getting reports that LAPD is confirming that the driver is a wanted suspect, unknown for what at this point. So, okay, lights back off. So there's something that this suspect is wanted for. So we know that. So what likely happened is that police, that suspect is linked to this vehicle, or the police saw them get into this vehicle, that someone that they wanted already, and began a pursuit, initiating that pursuit. So we know that this is now a wanted suspect by the LAPD. Not sure what for, but they are wanted by LAPD. All right, ooh, gosh, he's moving erratically again toward that semi. That could be real bad. We've seen him kind of tap the wall earlier. He's turned his lights off again, so he's turning lights on and off. Erratic, seems to have a lot of erratic movements across the freeway. Oh man, stay away from the truck. Okay. Dodgers game is still going. It is tied 5-5, and it's the bottom of the 14th inning. Bottom of the 14th. I'm going to widen out here. We're going to see a little bit in front of this, what's going on. So there's very little traffic, 10:22 on a weekday, not a lot of traffic, mostly big rigs that we've seen in passing here. So that's good. So this is, there we go, drifting across lanes again. All right, slowing up. He's slowing up. Looks like he's stopping. All right, he's turning around. Oh, no. Oh, what in the world? He's turning around. He's going westbound on the 60 East. This is going to end poorly. He's going 60 on the, he's going westbound on the eastbound side. He's driving the wrong way in traffic. He's turning around again. This is going to end soon, I'm sure. He's now driving into a whole bunch of officers. That was very strange and unpredictable. He's now, okay, he's going the correct direction now. He's back eastbound on the 60. That was very strange. Thankfully, we do not have a lot of heavy traffic. He's turned his lights on and off multiple times now. He just keeps turning them on and off. Doesn't seem to be much reason behind anything that he's doing. He turned around and drove the wrong way for about 100 or so yards. We haven't heard anything about pit maneuvers. We haven't heard anything spike strips yet. At these speeds, pit maneuver is not out of the question. That could be employed. Spike strips are tough. They got to get in front of the vehicle and get it deployed. There's a little bit more danger for the officers for deploying spike strips, especially with the unpredictable nature of this subject. So we're not exactly sure what is going to happen or what the plan here is. But this is a strange one. This is a weird one. We've seen him driving the wrong way. He turned around, went the wrong way on the 60. He was going westbound on the eastbound lanes. Had his lights off. Officers kind of pulled over, let him go, and eventually turned around and came back and is going eastbound again. We're in the Hacienda Heights area now. We've been moving east pretty steadily. Just absolutely don't know what this person is planning, where they're planning on going. They seem to just be following the 60. Passing Azusa Avenue right now. So we're a long ways from the valley where this all started. LAPD Van Nuys initiating this pursuit of a wanted suspect. Not sure what that want actually is, but it is a known wanted subject. They've turned off their lights again. Turn the lights back on. Looks like they're on the shoulder there. And again, it's been strange driving, strange erratic driving. We saw them tap the center divider and kind of scrape up against the center divider earlier. And you saw them just kind of cruise across all lanes of traffic right there. Luckily, very little traffic. I'm looking out the window right now, not seeing a whole lot of traffic, which is good. We've seen him clip the curb earlier. All right, if you're joining us, I'm Brian Andrews in News Chopper 4, NBC Streaming. We are covering the pursuit of a wanted suspect by LAPD. This began a little over 30 minutes ago in the Valley. Van Nuys, oh, is he going to tap it again? Oh, looks like he might have, I don't know. This looks like he might have hit that center divider just now. Just strange driving going on here. Ooh, almost. I got close to that vehicle. This pursuit began about 30 minutes ago in the Valley. LAPD Van Nuys Division initiated the pursuit of a wanted suspect. We haven't confirmed what that want was for. They drove around on the streets a little bit, ended up hopping on the 5 South, took the 5 South through the Valley, went through Burbank, Glendale, got into East LA, past Dodger Stadium, where it's still 14th inning, 5-5. And eventually the suspect got on the 60 East. We've seen some wild driving, not necessarily in speeds, but in decisions they're making. They've drifted over and hit the center divider multiple times. They've hit the curb on the exit lane side of the freeway. They at one point slowed down almost to a stop, turned around, was driving westbound in the eastbound lanes of the 60. They drove the wrong way on the freeway for about 200-300 yards and turned back around and then proceeded the correct direction, returned driving east on the 60 East. Everybody got out of their way. There was no collisions at that point, thankfully. There's not a lot of traffic. Everybody moved over to the side to let this guy just kind of do what he needed to do. So right now, this pursuit, the speeds are not high, but the danger level is still high. The unpredictable nature of this suspect is really high up there. They're just doing weird stuff. They're turning their lights on and off. If you're on the 60 eastbound and this comes up behind you, you might not see that vehicle with his lights off. That's a pretty high danger level. We saw him driving the wrong way on the freeway. That is unpredictable. That is dangerous. This person, there's tons of freeway, and this person, that suspect drove right next to these people. So this is just the unpredictable nature of this pursuit lends to how dangerous it is. Thankfully, a weekday PM, 10:30, don't have a lot of people out on the freeway, which is great. So far, LAPD has not handed off this pursuit to CHP. Sometimes we see that, sometimes we don't. We had a pursuit last week that got on the freeway, and they ended up handing that pursuit off. Okay, the subject seems to be slowing down a bit. Let's take a look. So it looks like they are slowing down, moving to the right. They might be, I don't know what's going on. They stopped, looked like they were going to get off. Looks like they've rolled their window down. We don't know how many suspects are in this vehicle. It looks like he's got his head out the window. Or they have their head out the window. Yeah, like I said, this is very unpredictable, very strange behavior from this individual. Slowed down to just about a stop. There's another unpredictable move across lanes. We are still 60 eastbound, coming through Diamond Bar. Only going about 41 miles an hour. Thankfully, the speeds are not particularly high, not very dangerous. But like I keep saying, they are making a lot of strange decisions. Unpredictable nature of this pursuit makes it very dangerous. We've seen them collide with road barriers, with the center divider and curbs multiple times. Drive the wrong way on the freeway, so LAPD are hanging back. No word on spike strips, no word on pit maneuver. So we're gonna hang here and stay with this pursuit. There you can see the night sun from the LAPD airship overhead. I'll zoom out, try and see if we can see that airship. There he is, top of your screen. You can see that beam from the night sun coming down. That air support is invaluable. It lends to officer safety. They have so much information they can give those officers on the ground to help them out. They can easily keep up with people doing high speeds, keep up with people making erratic turns. So those airships are absolutely invaluable to those guys on the ground. There's generally 2 officers in those airships. There's a pilot and a tactical flight officer. Tactical flight officer is the one running the cameras and the lights and keeping an eye out on what's going on, and the pilot's piloting those ships safely. We are still 60 eastbound through Diamond Bar. Got some vehicles merging. This is kind of the heaviest traffic that we've kind of seen. I don't know what's going on the other side of the freeway there. That was strange. All right, so they're behind that overpass right now, so we're going to try and maneuver so we can get around and see our subject again. There we go. It came out from that transition road, was kind of blocking. That's the 57. So I believe that we transitioned from the 60 to the 57 north now. All right, now it looks like we got some nice open freeway. Not too many. Oh, there's a handful of cars. Light traffic ahead. Really nothing. Not too bad, but still dangerous. These people, this suspect has turned their lights off multiple times, which is dangerous. You're not going to see that vehicle coming up behind you. They're just all of a sudden going to be there. The erratic driving on this person's part, the lane changes, the clipping the center divider, clipping the curbs. It's a little bit wild. It's a little bit unpredictable. There you go. You can see again. Look, you're getting real close to those barriers. Not sure if that person is doing something else in the vehicle, if they're on the phone, if they're, they could be having a medical emergency, a mental health emergency. There's a lot of things that could be going on that could be the reason this person, is in this pursuit and is driving erratically. Perhaps they're not paying attention to their driving. And they're looking at their phone, or they're talking on the phone, or there you see, that's just, oh man, it's so scary to watch that. You know, we don't want anybody to get hurt. We don't want the suspect to be hurt, you know, in an accident that they cause. We don't want officers or civilians to get hurt in these things either. But this, it looks like that's a possibility here with so much erratic driving going on here. Thankfully, the speeds are not high, but it doesn't take a lot of speed to really get injured. And we've seen this person just carelessly driving all over the road, hitting the center divider, hitting the curb, driving the wrong way on the freeway. It's just been a wild one so far. That mountain's getting in our way a little bit, but just bear with us and we'll get through this. There we go. Can you get closer to it, Jim? All right, there we go. There they are. All right. Okay, looks like we might be getting ready for a pit maneuver. That also might be CHP. I think CHP is taking over this pursuit. So we just watched a bit of a shift change as those LAPD units drop back and the CHP takes over. So I was talking about this earlier. When pursuits get onto the freeways, those LAPD officers, they came out of Van Nuys, so they're way outside the area that they're normally used to patrolling. So a lot of the times when a pursuit gets onto the freeway like this, CHP will take over that pursuit because they're a lot more familiar with these areas, these freeways, and what's going on here. So it does look like this vehicle is now being pursued by California Highway Patrol. They seem to have taken over. Those LAPD units have dropped back. And we still have an airship overhead. So CHP is going to take over this pursuit. And different jurisdictions, different departments have different standard operating procedures. So some agencies are a little more aggressive than others. They have different rules as to when they can pit, when they can do spike strips, what they can do, and when they can do it. Recently, we've seen California Highway Patrol be a little bit more aggressive in their tactics, pulling right up. You saw those CHP vehicles were right next to that, almost right next to that suspect vehicle. We've seen that a lot more lately, where CHP is getting up right next to vehicles to look inside or just see what's going on. Right now, those CHP vehicles are hanging back pretty much where the LAPD vehicles were. But yeah, so we might see a change in tactics here now that CHP is involved in this, and it's not LAPD there. He's getting real close to that center divider again. They're getting real close to that center divider. They've turned the light on inside that vehicle. It still looks like it's just a single person in there. We're doing about 50 miles an hour, and this looks like a compact SUV, a Kia or something similar to it. Looks like he has committed to the 60, so we're going to continue 60 eastbound as he travels in that HOV lane. For now, we've seen him driving in all the lanes of the freeway, not really sticking to one particular lane. We're now pretty much in Pomona, East San Gabriel Valley. Lots of erratic driving. If you're just joining us, thanks for watching NBC4 streaming. I'm Brian Andrews in News Chopper 4. We are live over Pursuit in Pomona now. This pursuit started all the way back in Van Nuys. LAPD Van Nuys decided to pull this person over. There was a want for this person. We don't know what that want was for, but LAPD decided they wanted to pull him over. They initiated a stop. This person fled. They fled in the valley in Van Nuys for a little bit on surface streets. Eventually they ended up on the 5. And we might have flat tires. I think that front tire might be flat. So eventually that suspect got on the Freeway 5 South, and we went all the way down through Burbank, through Glendale, and eventually got on the 60 and have stayed on the 60 since then. All right, we've definitely got some smoke coming out from that vehicle. I'm guessing we've got flat tires. Looks like that front driver's side is flat. Lots of smoke. That probably happened when they ran into the center divider a little while ago. So this is going to add some danger. This is going to add some unpredictability. That vehicle's going to get hard to drive. A flat front tire, it's going to be hard to stop. It's going to be hard to turn. It's going to be hard to control that vehicle. You can see the smoke as that tire disintegrates. Eventually, all that rubber is going to go away. We also risk starting a fire. That rubber is going to get real hot. It's smoking. That rubber is smoking because it's getting so hot. It's going to eventually start to throw sparks as he drives on the rim. So this is introducing another variable into this pursuit. More unpredictable. Copy. Copy. Okay, copy. Yeah, so you can see that smoke. That is, I'm pretty sure that's the front driver's side tire that has become flat. Lots of smoke. You can see it kind of flopping there. So this is, we'll see what happens here. He's not going to be able to drive as fast either. So we're down 39, 40 miles an hour. We weren't a whole lot faster than that. We were in the 50s earlier. We're kind of in the 40s, low 40s now. So what's going to happen is this is going to tax the vehicle in general. The vehicle's going to be working harder to be moving. So this is kind of the beginning of the end of this vehicle. We've seen him hit the center divider twice, maybe a third time right now. We've seen him hit the center divider twice, just rub up against it. We've seen him hit the exit lane side curbs, and we've seen him drive the wrong way on the freeway. So he's put this vehicle through a lot. That's another thing. These vehicles, this vehicle is generally not designed for, this kind of driving, this erratic nature, bumping up into walls, hitting curbs. That's all going to tax this vehicle. Now you've got this tire. That rubber is getting hot. It's hitting all kinds of suspension components. It's getting everything in there really hot. This is the beginning of the end for this vehicle. As we stay here, eventually that rubber is going to go away. We risk a fire. That vehicle could catch fire, as stuff under the hood there and under the vehicle body is not designed to get this hot. And those chunks of rubber can fly off and get stuck somewhere and start fires. We've seen that before on other pursuits. So we'll see how long this vehicle lasts with this front left tire going flat. More than likely this was caused by one of his collisions with that center divider that he's driving very near to right now. He's also driven in the shoulders, on both shoulders. That's where a lot of debris ends up. A lot of debris from the road ends up in those shoulders. Sharp debris. I'm into Lukens right now. Hey, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there goes the tire. All right, that was actually really good timing. So sorry about that. We had to change mountaintops. We're a long ways away from where we began this pursuit. This all began. Thanks for joining us, NBC4 streaming. I'm Brian Andrews, News Chopper 4, over this pursuit. What you're watching is we're getting to the end of this pursuit. We've been going for about almost an hour now, and this pursuit began LAPD Van Nuys Division on the streets. Are you slowing down? So let's slow down a little bit, Jim. Jim Pollard, my pilot, is doing an excellent job. He's calling the radio for everybody up here. He's doing a great job staying with this pursuit. And this pursuit started in the valley on the surface streets. He ended up getting onto the 5 South. We were on the 5 South for quite a long time. Ended up on the 60 to the 57, back onto the 60. So right now we're on the 60, kind of in the Ontario area. And this pursuit began with LAPD and just a little while ago transitioned to CHP. CHP took over that pursuit from LAPD Van Nuys. They had gone way outside their area. What we are hearing right now is per CHP, LAPD was in pursuit of a possible 187 subject. That is murder. 187 is the LAPD code for murder. So this is a possible murder suspect in a white Kia. So that's what we're looking at right now is the pursuit of a possible murder suspect. That's why this pursuit has not been let go. That's why they have continued to stay with this person, because that person in this vehicle, this white Kia, is suspected of possibly being wanted for murder. That's big. So moments ago, we came back from black because we were switching mountaintops. You saw that that tire come off the rim. We've watched this vehicle drive erratically on the freeway. Right now we're slowing down. We're now in the 30s. We were in the 50s at the highest point. When we started seeing a flat tire, we were down into the 40s. Now we're kind of high 30s, kind of in there. So we're slowing down as we go on this pursuit, and this vehicle begins to degrade. We are now in Ontario on the 60 East. We've seen erratic driving from this person. They've turned their headlights on and off. They've turned their wiper blades on and off. They've collided with the center divider. They've collided with the curb on the exit lane side of the road. You saw these erratic movements across lanes. They've been doing this the entire time. At one point, they came to a stop. They turned around. They started driving westbound on the eastbound lanes of the freeway. They drove the wrong way on the freeway for several hundred yards before they turned around again and began driving eastbound the correct direction on the 60 again. So just so much erratic driving from this person across lanes from one side to the other, there's not a lot of traffic, but they've come real close to hitting some big rigs, hitting some other vehicles that have pulled over. You can see sometimes they've got the light inside that vehicle on, sometimes they've got the light inside the vehicle off. There's just so much, the erratic nature of this pursuit. While the speeds have not been high, everything else, all right, they're slowing up, Jim. The erratic nature of this pursuit can't be denied. Just weird, strange decisions being made. Seems like the driver is not paying a lot of attention to their actual driving. They've been having that light on and off inside the vehicle, the headlights on and off. You can see now they've drifted all the way to the right side of the freeway, to those exit lanes. We've seen them drive in both shoulders. We've seen them collide with the center divider. It's been some pretty erratic behavior here out of this white Kia on the 60 eastbound tonight. Luckily, all right, looks like he might be getting off the freeway. All right, looks like that's South Baker Avenue. Getting off the freeway. So now he's got that front left, that front driver's side tire. He doesn't have any rubber on it. We saw the rubber come off just a little bit ago. His braking is going to be bad. It's going to take him longer to brake. His turning, oh no, vehicle coming up. Oh man. Okay. So this is going to get a lot more. He's now going southbound on Vineyard Avenue off the 60. So this is going to get real sketchy. There's a close-up you can see. So this is a front-wheel drive vehicle. So that there's no rubber on that front driver's side wheel. The rubber's gone. That's just metal on pavement. So he's not going to be able to stop quickly. He's not going to be able to turn well. He's not going to be able to accelerate well. So this lends even more trouble to what we're already seeing. He's already not done, this person's already not done a great job at controlling this vehicle. So this just adds another layer of unpredictability to, he's now driving on the wrong side of the street. He's got his headlights on, but he's just wandering wherever he wants on these streets. Driving on the wrong side, doesn't seem to care at all. Thankfully, you know, it's almost 11 o'clock at night. There's not a lot of cars out. I haven't seen any pedestrians walking along these streets, but this person does not seem to be paying attention at all to the driving that they're doing. They're all over the road. And there you go, into the center lanes, into oncoming traffic. He's now driving on the wrong side of the road. Again, we're on Vineyard Avenue in Ontario, heading south, and he's just meandering along, not driving fast. That's good. Hopefully, and he's got his lights on right now, so hopefully people can see him coming. Looks like this is a red, I think that was a red light that he went through. All right, he just turned left, so he's now going to be driving east on, looks like Riverside Drive, I believe. Okay. No, not right now. Okay, so there's a close look. There's the rear tire. The passenger side rear tire is also flat. That's likely from the collision he had with the curb earlier. So he has two flat tires, not just flat, that's gone. There's no rubber on that at all. So he might be giving up right now. This might be the end of the pursuit, but he might barricade himself in that vehicle. You can see the damage to the side of that vehicle from the different collisions that he's had with curbs and center dividers and all kinds of stuff. All right, he picked up. Looks like we're coming up to a construction zone. This is, I don't know. This is wild. He's now stopped. We're stopped on East Riverside Drive in Ontario. He's turning left, which is north. He's now traveling north on Whispering Lakes Lane. This is looks like a residential area. Not sure if he's looking for something. You never know if if he deliberately came here to this area or this is just where he has ended up. It kind of seems like he's looking for something. Maybe he's looking for an address. Not sure, or maybe he's just driving erratically like he has been this entire time. He's now in a neighborhood. Luckily it's night. There's no people out. Taking a right turn to go east again. Through these neighborhoods. It's turning on to, let's see, Tamarisk Road. Yeah, it seems like he is going somewhere to me. This seems deliberate, although you never know. He's now turned left onto Diversa Road. He's going north again. LAPD airship overhead. I hear you, studio. Hey, studio, I hear you. Yep. All right, here we go. This is not sure what's going to happen. Officers look like they got him. Okay, this is the end of this. We're going to see what happens now. CHP are right there. He is absolutely surrounded. Looks like he's going to back up. CHP is coming in the back. He's surrounded. There's not a lot of options for this guy right now. There's a lot of CHP officers around. And he's not going to have a lot of options anymore. Guns drawn. Hey, I hear you, Control. Copy that. Oh, boy. Copy. Thank you for that. Great spot, Jim. Doing a great job. Oh my gosh. Looks like he just reclined his seat. Okay, copy that. Copy that. Who's up here with us? All right, doors opening. Doors open. Hands up. There's something in his hand. Kneeling. No, don't do it, dude. Don't do it. Don't do it. Put your hands up. Oh, no. Ooh. Hey, yeah, so we are at the termination of this pursuit. This is a suspect that is wanted for murder. This pursuit began in Van Nuys and has come all the way out to Ontario. We're on Brookside Drive in Ontario. CHP, this pursuit started with LAPD, was handed off to CHP. This guy ended up, we had 2 tires that were blown. We've got video of that. We can watch that. And right now, we just watched him get stuck in a cul-de-sac, drive up against an officer They surrounded him. He got out of his vehicle. They hit him with the less lethal. He's now laying on the ground. CHP is approaching him right now to arrest this suspect. Lots of erratic driving. He hit the center divider. He drove the wrong way on the freeway. He hit curbs. He ran red lights. It was not high speed, but it was wild and dangerous.
And Brian,
and there you go. We've got him in cuffs. They have secured him. They're on top of him right now, and they are putting him in cuffs. They have the suspect in custody.
All right, Brian, thank you for that. This was a tough one to follow. It is over now with the suspect now in handcuffs. Now to the tragic death of a San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy shot and killed in the line of duty. The sheriff identified him as 28-year-old Andrew Nunez, a 6-year veteran of the department. Tonight, we watched as hundreds of law enforcement officers paid tribute to one of their own with this procession from the hospital where he died to the coroner's office. Deputy Nunez was responding to a call of domestic violence around 12:30 in Rancho Cucamonga. He was shot, and the suspect then
Man, I was worried about the end of that one. Dude, when he got out with something in his hand, I was like, oh, dude, I don't want to watch a guy die. Top of the 16th. Man, it's still tied up. We're going to see Mookie Betts pitch. Hey, Simon Desk, News Chopper 4. We're code 4 here. You want us to go home? Hey, Simon Desk, you guys up? Simon Desk, News Chopper 4, Simon Desk, you guys up? Simon Desk, News Chopper 4, you guys up? Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, is Cavea going to take us, or are we clear to go home? Fuel? we doing with fuel, Jim? How much time we got on station before we need to go back to Whiteman? We got plenty, right? Yeah. We're fine on fuel. We got about 50 minutes, 50 minutes before we got to be back on the ground. So we got a while here if you want it, but everything is code 4 here. Copy that, standing by. the '84 game was also the longest by duration, lasting 8 hours and 6 minutes and 25 innings. That's crazy. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. There you go. 1 out. Yeah, good flying on that, Jim. That was a lot. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, if you're still watching, sorry about that. This is Brian Andrews, News Chopper 4. We saw the end of that pursuit. It all got wrapped up. The guy got trapped in a cul-de-sac. Thanks for watching so much on NBC4 streaming. I'm Brian Andrews. I love my job. I'll see you guys next time. Did you hear that? How was that? I just